The United States of America has been blessed by God. From its beginning in the early 1600s up to the present, the United States has been a haven for people from all over the world. The United States has been a land that has offered democracy and the promise of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Millions of people who have suffered under poverty, injustice from governments in Europe, Central and South America, in Asia, and Africa have come to the United States seeking a better life. This country has been known as the great melting pot. The United States has not been perfect in its promise to all people, but it is a work in progress. The United States of America has become the richest, most powerful nation on the planet. The problem is that arrogance and the desire to dominate and exploit the position of power has corrupted this country. Currently, the United States is in a critical position of whether to be the country that pursues peace and equitable economic policies in the world, or to be a bully and continuing to exploit the less developed countries. When one reads the Bible, we find that Israel failed many times to be obedient to God. God has allowed Israel to suffer the consequences of its disobedience. The United States of America has been disobedient to its call. And is on the verge of suffering the consequences of failing God and suffering the consequences of its disobedience. My hope, and the hope of many Americans, is that we will turn back to what God has called us to be, which is a light to the nations and not the source of darkness to the rest of the world. In the USA, some of the things that we need to do are universal health care, and we need the people in our government to stop being so divisive and seek compromise to accomplish meaningful legislation there is
No, thank you.
so much conflict within our government that very basic reforms are becoming impossible. In foreign policy, the United States needs to be a peacemaker and not the world's largest exporter of military war-making devices. United States needs our powerful corporations to be more thoughtful about how they deal with the countries that we are exploiting. The United States needs to be a beacon of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness to the rest of the world. And not try to dominate and control the rest of the world. Another topic is care for the planet. God's original call to human beings was to be stewards of the earth in the Garden of Eden. The United States has exploited the natural resources of this country and has not been a leader in climate change. The fact is that, on the contrary, we are doing much to ignore climate change and continue to destroy nature in our own country, and have not supported strongly climate change and the care of nature in the rest of the world. The vast beauty and diversity of nature in the United States has been overwhelmingly lost because of ignorance and greed. This has to be stopped and reversed. The United States should be called by God to be a real leader in the care and restoration of nature, and to do much more than what it is doing in stopping climate change. This world was created by God for the benefit of all beings, not just for the selfish needs of humans. God cares about the whole planet. And we have been oblivious to the welfare of nature. This has to stop immediately, because the climate is at a critical turning point. If one looks at what this country has been doing about climate change, it has been mostly lip service and very little in terms of important changes. If one reads the prophets in the Old Testament, the call of the prophets is for the people of Israel to be obedient to God and to turn away from what they're doing. We are in the same situation today. So the question is whether we will continue in our disobedience to the call of God, and we will suffer the consequences of that, or whether we will be faithful to what God has called us to be, which is a nation of hope, love, and faith to all people.